Hey, you're watching Yoga with AJ, and today we're going to work on the upper body, strengthening the muscles of the upper back, the shoulders, the chest, even the arms. So when we're strengthening the chest and the shoulders, these are the muscles that help us to breathe a lot of oxygen in, really breathe well. Let's get started with our upper body poses. So we start out on the floor in any comfortable seated posture that you like. You could be sitting in easy pose, Sukhasana, or in Vajrasana like I am. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest and gently press the palms together. Your shoulders and your elbows are relaxed. Close your eyes for a few seconds and just connect with your breath and the energy flowing between both the palms. Connect with both sides of your body. As your palms press against each other, see if any one side of your body, the right or the left, feels more energetic. See if the energy is flowing more freely on any one side of your body. Try and equalize your energy on both right and left sides of your body. Take a deep breath in, let the abdomen expand. Let the chest expand. Exhale fully, empty the lungs. Taking 2 more breaths like this, just to connect with the breath and the body. 1 more last inhalation. Take a deep breath in, filling the air into your lungs. Exhale fully and gently open your eyes. So rest your hands on your knees wherever you're sitting and gently open up your neck and your shoulders at your own pace. Whatever you feel like doing to open up the neck, the shoulders, relaxing the neck and the shoulders. You can take a few circles, going one way and then the other. Breathing deeply as you roll the shoulders back. Whatever you need to do to just feel a little more open here. Take a deep breath in. Pull the shoulders up and gently press them down. Okay, so we come on to our side, waking up the back with a cat stretch. Inhale and stretch up. Bring the chest forward between the shoulders if you can. As you exhale, pull the belly into the spine. Pull the chin into the chest. Inhale and stretch up. Do this at your own pace, especially when you're starting out your practice. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale as you pull your stomach into the spine. 1 last time, stretch up. Curl under. And come back to a neutral spine. So you're neither arched nor curved. Your back is nice and straight. You're going to stretch out the legs first. Press your right leg back. Really press back with your heel, imagining a wall behind you. Pressing your heel back into that imaginary wall. At this point, don't let your hips sink. Don't let your back arch. Try and have a nice straight back. Stomach pulled into the spine, but not holding your breath. Come back. Gently pressing that heel back. You can rock forward and back a little bit if you like. Keeping your body in a straight line. Really stretching that heel into an imaginary wall. And gently draw your leg back. Make sure your arms are shoulder width apart, knees hip distance apart, in line with your hip bones. So these bones, the knees are in line with them. Back nice and straight, neutral spine. Pull the stomach into the chest. Pull the stomach into the spine rather, and stretch your right arm forward. Breathing there, nice and gentle. Taking 3 long breaths here. Try and make sure both your shoulders are in line with each other and both your hips are in line with each other. Gently bring the right arm back down to the floor. Open the fingers nice and wide like a starfish. Stretch the left arm up. So for some of you, the arm may not be so high. You may not be able to bring the arm up in line with the shoulder. It's okay to be here. As long as you're stretching as much as you can with your arm forward and your stomach gently pulled into the spine. Another thing to remember when your arm is back down, bringing it down, that you don't sink into your wrist or your elbows or your shoulders. Make sure you're pressing away from the floor, activating all those muscles in the arms. So we're going to try both the arm and the leg together now. You bring your right arm and your left leg up. So testing with the leg first, making sure you're not arching your back, making sure you're not sinking with the hips. Hips in line with each other, back in a nice straight line, and stretch the right arm up as well. Balance there. Staying here for one more nice long breath and gently coming back down. Switch sides. Bring up the right leg and the left arm. Breathing here for nice 3 breaths. Activating the stomach, pressing away from the floor, neck in line with the back, in line with your spine, extending away. Growing long through the fingers, long through the toes, stretching, counterbalancing with the arm and the leg, and gently bring the arm back down. Separate the knees, bring them as wide as your mat, and then stretch forward. Try and bring your forehead down to the mat. If you're more comfortable with bent arms, relaxed elbows, that's fine too. Breathing here for a nice 4 breaths. And gently sit up. Draw the arms in, bring the knees back together. So we're going to extend forward. You're still hip distance apart with the knees. Reach forward, the hips coming up. Stretching forward like a puppy. And bring the forehead down onto the mat. We're starting to wake up the side body, shoulders. Opening up the shoulders, the chest, and the neck. Staying here for a couple more breaths. And now gently come up. Loop the right arm through. Turn the palm up and stretch. Try and bring your right ear down towards the floor. Looking up towards the ceiling from under your arm, under your left arm. Stretch the left arm forward if you can as well. Opening up the shoulders, the side body, the upper back. Just staying here for 2 more breaths. And gently come back. Doing the same thing on the other side. Loop the left arm through, palm facing up. Try and bring the left ear down onto the mat. And stretching up from below your right armpit, looking up towards the sky. Breathing here for a nice 3 breaths here. And come back to the center, stretching forward one last time. Gently come back up, bring your hands back by your side. So we're going to do a part of the Surya Namaskar, just one part of it. So you start with plank, arms shoulder width apart, stretching your legs back. Press the heels back as you come up. Pull the stomach gently into the spine, lengthen the neck. And from here, gently bring the knees down. Bring the chest down between the hands. And place your chin on the mat. Inhale deeply as you stretch up into baby cobra. Press the tops of your feet down into the floor. Hover your hands and check whether your back or your arms are doing the work. You shouldn't feel like moving from where you are. Gently stretching the back at first. Press the hands down into the floor. Open the shoulders nice and wide. Press the shoulders down. Still breathing here. One more long breath. Press the feet down. Now curl the toes under. Taking a deep breath. As you exhale, either come up onto your knees or straight up into that inverted V. And in this first inverted V, we're just going to pedal our feet, waking up one leg at a time. Every time you bend your right leg, press the left heel down into the mat if you can. Do this at your own pace. And if your back or your hamstrings still feel tight, you can do this with slightly bent legs. Try and stretch the legs as much as you can. If your hamstrings are feeling open, try and bring the heels down onto the mat. And finally resting down in child's pose one more time. Relax your forehead on the mat. Breathe here, easy, nice. 3 breaths or 4 breaths. Keeping your strength up. We're going to do this slowly 3 more times. Really going through every part of your body, waking up the front body. So before you get into the plank, check your setup position. Your hands are shoulder width apart, pressing away from the floor. Shoulders nice and open. Stretch your legs back. You can also do this against a wall so that you feel more supported. Gently pull the stomach into the spine and lengthen the neck. Staying here for 3 more breaths. Press away from the floor. Open the fingers nice and wide. And gently bring your knees down. Bring the chest down between the hands. Your toes are still curled under. And place your chin down. Staying here for a few more breaths. And stretch forward, slide forward onto your abdomen. Press the toes down into the floor. The elbows are tucked into the body, bent. If you hover your hands, your back stays exactly where it is. Look up towards the ceiling. Staying here for 2 more long breaths. Pressing the tops of the feet down into the floor. Trying to bring the heels together. And curl your toes under. Come up to that inverted V this time. If your hamstrings and your lower back allow you, try and bring the heels down onto the mat. Some of us may be higher up here and we stretch to maximum capacity. That's fine as well. You can also roll up your mat and create a little cushion for yourself underneath your heels. Staying here for 1 more long breath. And then bend the knees, rest in child's pose again. This time going a little faster. Come back to your setup position, shoulder width with your hands, fingers nice and open. Press up, pull the stomach into the spine, press the heels against an imaginary wall. Make sure your wrists and your shoulders are in one straight line. Body in a nice, strong line, neck stretch forward. Bring the knees down, bring the chest down, bring the chin down. Staying here just for 1 breath. Inhale and stretch up. 1 more breath here. Curl the toes under. Come to inverted V. Really stretch as much as you can, pressing down into your hands, pulling the hips up towards the ceiling by lengthening your lower back. Gently pressing the heels down towards the floor, opening the shoulders nice and wide. And rest in child's pose. So you should have felt your stomach, your arms, your chest, everything working. And we're going to work even more on that with the dolphins. We've done it before. These are really interesting exercises. It's a pose and also an exercise which moves through the pose. It's really interesting to do that to strengthen your shoulders and your arms, which can help you to go into poses like the headstand or the elbow stand. Not that we'll be going there just yet, but it's good to strengthen the body to prepare for it. So measure out your elbows and bring them down onto the floor. Open up your hands and create a tripod. Cheat with your pinky finger so that you don't crush one of them in, just roll it in. Make sure your tripod is firm. It's not going to move when you press up with your lower body. So pressing down into the floor, nice firm tripod, stepping your legs behind you like a plank, like an elbow plank, and then walk the feet in. Your head is off the floor, it's not on the floor, and your hip is the highest point in your body, just like your inverted V or your down dog pose. So this is the dolphin. We're going to stay here for a good 10 breaths. Pressing away from the floor with your elbows, not crashing down into your shoulders. Using the sides of your body and your upper arm to keep you nice and long. Relax the head. It's above the floor. Holding here for nice 10 breaths. It's okay to have your knees slightly bent if your hamstrings are protesting. And those of us who have flexible hamstrings are going to try and straighten up those legs and press the shoulders away from the ears. And gently bring your knees down. Rest in child's pose again. And that was the dolphin. We're going to try the swimming dolphins now. That's going to be a little more challenging. Measure out your elbows, bring them down to the floor. Make your nice tripod. Relax the shoulders. Already when you're here, press away from the floor. So stretch your legs back. Come up into that dolphin pose. And now we move through the dolphin. It's a swimming dolphin. So take a deep breath in. Stretch your chin forward and press back. That's 1, 2, breathe freely, inhale as you go forward, exhale as you press back. We're up to 4, we're going to do 10 of them. Try and keep the legs straight if your hamstrings allow you. That's 6, 4 more. Breathe in, breathe out as you press back. 2 more to go. And let's try one last one. Press back, hold there for a few seconds and release. Rest in child's pose. And so we're going to open up the shoulders a little bit. You might need a belt, and I'm going to show you in a minute why. So keep your belt next to you, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the arm. So roll your left hand behind you. Try and bring it up as high as you can. You can help your elbow, you can help your wrist to turn. Bring the arm up between the shoulder blades if you can, and then stretch the right arm and hold on to it from above. If you can hold on to all 4 fingers, that's lovely. If not, some of you might be just here. And if you're fairly far away, that's when you'll need your belt. So you'll hold your belt in your left hand. Pass it up towards the right. And voila, there we have a nice way to do the same stretch with a little help. So we're going to use either the belt or our fingers. Bring our feet hip distance apart. We're going to stretch forward once we go into that pose, bringing the left arm nice and high up between the shoulder blades, passing the right arm over, opening the chest, opening the upper back, staying here for a few breaths. Just feel the stretch. Hold on to all 4 fingers if you can. Nice long breath. Pull up the stomach muscles. Press down into the floor with your feet. Pull up the kneecaps. And now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach forward, continuing to stretch. If you feel your hamstrings or your lower back protesting, you can do the same stretch with bent knees. If your hamstrings are feeling open and your shoulders are allowing you, continue to keep stretching in the same pose. Stop when you feel your shoulder blades are hurting or feeling sore. Staying here a few more breaths. And gently come back up. Release the arms, shake them out. We're going to do the same thing with the other arm. This is usually the tough arm, the right arm, because we are right-handed. We use the arm a lot and the wrist becomes stiff. So the first point where you start to turn the arm is at the wrist. The wrist is the point where you need to turn. If your wrist is here, it's very difficult to stretch up with your right. You can gently stretch and give your elbow some help. Bring the arm up as high as you can. Hold on with your left. All 4 fingers or using the belt. Feet hip distance apart. Pull up the stomach muscles. Pull up the kneecaps. Press the feet down into the floor. Open the chest nice and wide. Pulling that left elbow up as high as you can. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach forward in the stretch one more time. Staying here for a few more breaths. And gently come back up. Release the arms. Stretching out the forearms now. Turn your palms on to your knees. Straighten the arms. Bend the knees. Stretch. Reach up with your chest to sink into the shoulders. Stretching out the forearms. And we're ready to go back down onto the floor to try out a few different kinds of planks. So keeping the belt aside, you don't need that anymore. We're going to try 3 different placements of the hands on the floor when we're doing this plank. So you have your hands facing the front. You have your hands moving to the sides, and remember, again, they are in line with the shoulders, shoulder width apart. And the last type of plank, we're going to turn the hands all the way around. If you don't have that kind of flexibility or strength in your wrist, adjust your hands to the point where you feel comfortable. So we're going to hold the plank fairly long today. We're going to hold each plank for at least 20 seconds. Don't worry about it. If you get tired, you can always stop and rest. Don't push yourself beyond the point where you feel ready to practice today. So coming first with your hands facing the front, fingers nice and wide, hands are shoulder width apart. Stretch your right leg back, then your left. Holding here for 20 nice long seconds if you can. Pull the stomach into the spine, lengthen the neck. Open the shoulder blades, press away from the floor. Breathing, not holding the breath. Feel the weight distributed evenly over all parts of your hand. The pads under each finger, the heel of the hand, the outer edge of the hand, the fleshy part just below your thumb, and the joint of the index finger and the thumb. And gently bring the knees down, rest in child's pose. Sit up gently, wake up the wrists if you're feeling pressure in your wrists. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you stretch down, and roll out those wrists on the outside, rolling them back towards the inside. You can do this as long as you like. This time your hands are going to be turning out to the side, slightly different muscles working. You'll feel your chest working and the inside of your arm working. So we are shoulder width apart again. Pressing down into the floor. Remember, try and keep your weight evenly distributed between the front of the hand and the wrist. If you press down only into this part, you're going to load the wrist and hurt it, or you might feel too much pressure in the wrist joint. Stretching back again, pressing those heels against an imaginary wall, wrists in line with the shoulders, nice shoulder distance apart, neck lengthening, stomach pulling into the spine and holding there for a good 20 seconds. Gently release your knees. Open the knees to the width of your mat. Stretch forward. Release your arms and your shoulders. Open your arms nice and wide. Try and bring your forehead down onto the mat. And gently sit up. Waking up your wrists again. Just making small circles with the wrists. Feeling them out. See how you feel. And if you feel your wrists are not ready to hold for 20 seconds, you can hold for half that time. Just making gentle circles with your wrists, stretching them out very, very gently. Don't put pressure into the wrist, you're pressing away from the floor. And this time we turn the hand all the way around. Once again, shoulder width apart. Wrists in line with the shoulders. You'll feel the front of the shoulders and the chest working a little more this time. Stretch those feet back, press the heels against an imaginary wall. You can also do this against a wall if you want more support. Holding for 20 seconds, pulling the stomach into the spine, lengthening the neck. And gently release. Stretch the arms forward. Rest in child's pose. And gently sit up. We're going to learn 2 more poses today to work the upper body. Open out the chest. So we've learned the downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're also going to do the upward facing dog today, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. To get into that pose, you can start by lying down on the floor. Hands in line with the shoulders. Feet together, heels together. Stretch up. This time you straighten out the arms. Feel the curve in your lower back. Look up towards the ceiling and gently come back down to the floor. We're just getting warmed up to get into the pose. That's not the pose yet. Inhale and stretch up one more time, straightening out the arms. Opening up the lower back, looking up towards the ceiling. And gently release again. Press up and come into your down dog pose. Legs are hip width apart now. Arms shoulder distance apart. Try and bring the heels down onto the floor, lengthening the lumbar spine, the lower back, and drawing the hips up away from your shoulders. Drawing the shoulders up away from your ears, pressing down into the floor. with the index finger and the thumb. Now rolling forward to plank and bringing the tops of your feet down onto the floor. Stretching up with your upper back, your heels are facing up towards the ceiling. Your thighs are off the floor. Your hips are off the floor and you're looking up. Holding here for a few breaths. And gently rest your knees down. Come to Makarasana, crocodile pose. Make a pillow with your hands, turn your cheek to one side. Draw the big toes together, let the heels flop to either side. Rest for a moment. And gently relax. A lot of people wonder if there is a difference between the cobra and the up dog, and what is it? The variation of the cobra that we usually do in class, you have the hands underneath the shoulders, heels together, feet pressing down into the floor, elbows bent and tucked into the body, and the elbows remain bent as you come up. Stretching out your chest and your upper back, pushing the shoulders down, away from the ears, and tucking the elbows, hugging them into the body. So you're using your upper back, your lower back, your middle back, all the muscles of the back, your arms, all of that to hold this pose. Even the chest muscles working. Gently release the pose. Rest for a moment. This is a wonderful pose for women, as you're massaging all the organs of the abdomen. Even the reproductive organs are being massaged and getting a nice release. So what's the difference between the cobra and the up dog? It's nice to enter the up dog either from down dog. So we're going to release the back, coming to down dog, or entering from the plank. So resting in down dog for a few seconds, allowing the back to stretch the other way, and rolling forward into the plank. This time, all your body weight is balanced on your hands and the tops of your feet. So your feet turn under, your ankles are taking the weight of your body, your thighs, knees, calves are all off the floor, and you continue to stretch up, opening the shoulders, pressing them gently down, pressing away from the floor with your hands, opening the upper body, stretching up towards the sky. So your knees, lower legs, thighs, hips all off the floor. Your entire body weight balanced on your arms and the tops of your feet, stretching up towards the sky, opening up the shoulders and the chest. And gently release. Sit back in child's pose. So we've strengthened all the muscles of the chest, the shoulders, the arms, even the back. It's very nice to feel open in the chest because we're often not doing that. On our smartphones, at our computers, we're always looking down. So we're going to do one last pose to open up the chest the other way. We're going to do the fish. And for this, you may need some support. You may need a cushion, a bolster, or a yoga block under you. So let's try it once without that and then see how we can incorporate some support into the pose. You're going to come onto your back, rest the lower back on the floor, and you're going to try and slide your arms underneath your body, trying to hide your elbows under your back, bringing them as close to each other as you can. Now some of us don't have that stretch in the upper body or in the shoulders and in the elbow joint. We may not be able to do this. So it's okay to have your elbows just next to you. And then stretch out the legs. Inhale deeply, look up at your feet, come up onto your elbows. Open up the chest, roll the shoulders back, and then try and bring the crown of the head down onto the floor. I'm going to hold here for 10 to 15 seconds. You're balancing gently on your elbows and the crown of your head. And gently release the pose by sliding your head back, releasing the arms from under the body, coming into corpse pose, Shavasana for a few moments. Separate your hands, move them away from your body. The legs are 3 to 4 feet apart. Gently stretch out your neck and allow your breath, your breathing to come back to normal. Gently draw your feet together. Stretch your arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your arms by your side. Slowly sit up. You can do the same thing if this is very difficult for you, using a yoga block or a bolster. So the block, the bolster needs to be just below your shoulder blades, where the shoulder blades end. Just opposite where your heart might be. Placing the block in a way that it won't hurt you or pinch you. Straightening out the legs when you're comfortable, relaxing the arms, and then trying to bring the crown of your head down towards the floor. You can find the right place under your shoulder blades. Adjust the block and just lie there for a few seconds. Draw the feet together if you feel comfortable doing that. Relax the arms and the shoulders, relax the elbows. The heart is open in this position. It's usually not like this. The rib cage is wide open. The lungs can take in a lot of oxygen, so breathe deeply. Allow the chest and the abdomen to expand every time you inhale. When you're ready to come out, support yourself on your elbows, remove the block or the bolster, and lie down in corpse pose. Your feet are a good 3 or 4 feet away from each other. Relax your arms, your shoulder blades. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Stretch out your neck if you want. Couple of times, moving it from right to left. Relaxing the neck, shoulders, and the chest. Making sure your lower back is resting on the floor, allowing the heels to turn away from each other. And now bringing your awareness to your breath. If you like, you can have a hand resting on your navel. You're going to take 4 counts to inhale and 8 counts to exhale. Every time you inhale, allow the abdomen to expand as much as you can. Allow the chest to rise gently. Every time you exhale, allow the chest and the abdomen to fall. So take a deep breath in, inhaling, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time. Inhale deeply. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold the breath gently in your lungs. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Relax your body, relax your mind, and just enjoy being in that state. So today we practice poses that strengthen the upper body, the forearms, the bicep and the tricep, the shoulders and the chest, the upper back, the middle back, even the lower back a little bit. When you have strong chest muscles, open shoulders, open chest, you can take in a lot more oxygen. So that's what we focused on today. Join us next time when we work on forward bends and hip openers. You're watching Yoga with AJ. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep connecting with yourself.